This was our first time to go to Okada Manila. We went to Okada Manila on the occasion of my wife's birthday, which was today, February 28, 2021. For us, this was a trip for discovering the area and the facilities of Okada Manila. Just going to the parking entrance was already a complex task, as we had to go around probably a kilometer of roads just to get to the entrance. Once we got to the entrance, we found that the security was strict, and they had an underbody camera, they had dogs, and all kinds of security. Getting to your parking spot is also a complex task, as we soon discovered. As after we passed security, we had to go through a long, long road under the building just to find the turnoff where we would actually find our parking slot much later on. As you can see in the video, just getting to the turnoff is already a long, long while. We're now at the turnoff, and it says VIP parking, so we're not supposed to park over there. We're supposed to park in the hotel lobby parking. The hotel lobby parking, I thought, was very near. But with the number of cars in the VIP parking, my hopes were dashed. And I resigned myself to finding a parking slot in the lower levels. And there were many signs. The signs were actually helpful, but many of the signs were also barricades. And many of the areas were barricaded for us not to enter. We also saw the parking was wide, long, and probably occupied most of the basement of the 44-hectare property. We still, after so many turns and twists, we still were not near our parking spot. And again, we had to follow the specific directions that were placed strategically all over the area. More barricaded areas can be seen, and more turns had to be taken. We're now going to a lower level parking, and soon we will reach our designated parking slot, which is hopefully near the Cove Manila entrance. The Cove Manila entrance had strict security. After we parked, we were subjected to airport-style security plus disinfection during the security process. And that was after a few minutes walk. We had a Sunday dinner, Cantonese style, at the Catch by the Bay outlet. We now readied ourselves to going back to our vehicle. Just leaving the outlet is already a short walk to the elevator. When we descended the elevator, we also found out that there are a lot more people coming in for dinner. for it was still early. You will also notice that the wide passageway was flanked by either the casino on the left or restaurant outlets on the right, which were not open at this time of the pandemic. Only a few outlets were open during this time, and one of them was the Catch by the Bay Cantonese Restaurant and the Korean restaurant on the Cove Manila wing. So it was a very, very lonely walk along deserted restaurants as we walked along the wide passageway. And very few people were also walking along the way. You can see the restaurant on the right, which is closed. In good times, that would have been full of people. The next one was closed again. And then we will make a turn to a longer passageway. On the right is part of Cove Manila. They have indoor heated swimming pools, but we did not venture a look at this time because we wanted to go home a little early. And we would have walked more if we ventured into the area of Cove Manila. On the left is the casino, and probably elevators or lifts to the rooms. The pandemic has really slowed down the economic activity in this restaurant. As you can see, for a long, long time, we had no people that was coming at us or going with us. And it was good for our health protocol because we felt a little safer as people were far apart from each other. We're now going down the escalator to the parking level, and there are still more people coming in, but they were going to the higher levels, probably to more casino areas. Now we're walking to our car, and you can see that the parking is still wide, and we actually picked a very good spot for our car. It can easily be seen as we were walking towards it. But it was more than a 5-minute walk from the restaurant to our car, probably 6 or 7 minutes. And that was on a relatively brisk walking style so that we could digest some of the food that we ate. I took a 2-minute video of our leaving the parking complex of Okada Manila. Since I didn't know the topography of this parking complex, I had to follow just the signs, either on the ceilings or on the sides, so that we can get out of this huge parking complex. We see more cars, but we don't see the people that probably were in the cars, because the complex was so big that we couldn't see people mingling around. There were also a lot of parking slots that were still free, so that means that people were still not patronizing the complex as much as they normally do. We're now climbing to the next level, and then we will now be moving, hopefully, near the exits. The parking complex at this point was devoid of vehicles, and therefore was an easier drive because you will find that people were not crazily walking around the parking area. Well, finally, we saw the street lights as we moved up the area. There, Manila Bay at night.